Yeah, I'm very much
Yeah.
there.
We are on live. We can start, Manisha.
Start.
Yes, Manisha, you can proceed ahead.
নমস্কাৰ। দুৰ্বল মানুহে যদি জীৱনৰ কোবান নদীত পাৰ হয় তোমাৰে সাহস, তুমি হেৰুৱাবানো কি? নমস্কাৰ আৰু শুভ সন্ধিয়া। মই মনীষা ডেকা আপোনালোক সকলোকে এনাজৰীৰ এই বিশেষ শিতানলৈ স্বাগতম জনালো। সৰ্বপ্ৰথমে এনাজৰী পৰিয়ালক অশেষ ধন্যবাদ জ্ঞাপন কৰিলো যে তেওঁলোকে আজিৰ এই শিতানটো আগবঢ়াই নিবলৈ মোক তেওঁলোকে অনুৰোধ জনাইছিলে। আৰু ময়ো সুখী যে আজি এগৰাকী এনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ অতিথি আমাৰ লগত আছে যিগৰাকী অতিথিৰ লগত কথা পাতি নিশ্চিতভাৱে আমাৰ দৰ্শকসকল উপকৃত হ'ব। আহকচোন সেইগৰাকী অতিথি কোন, আমি তেওঁৰ পৰিচয় সম্বন্ধে কিছু কথা পাতো। আজি আমাৰ মাজত উপস্থিত আছে সন্মানীয় মেৰাজ আহমেদ, হেড PR and Business at Institute of Urology and Kidney Disease, Assam. And he is also MBA holder from IIM Ahmedabad. আৰু তেখেতৰ হেল্থ কেয়াৰ ইণ্ডাষ্ট্ৰীত এক বিশেষ দখল আছে। তাৰোপৰি তেখেতে বিভিন্ন ধৰণৰ এনিমেল ৱেলফেয়াৰ কাৰ্যসূচীৰ লগত জড়িত হৈ আছে। আহকচোন আমি আমাৰ এই অতিথিগৰাকীৰ লগত কিছু কথা পাতো আৰু আজিৰ আমাৰ টপিকটোৰ সম্বন্ধে আমি তেওঁৰ ধাৰণাৰ মতামত গ্ৰহণ কৰো। আৰু এইখিনিতে মই ক'বলৈ খুজিছো যে আজি আমাৰ টপিকটো হ'ল এনিমেলছ শ্বেয়াৰ আৱাৰ প্লেনেট টু। ইফ ইউ কাণ্ট বি আ গুড নেইবাৰ, ডোন্ট বি আ বেড ওৱান টু। আহক আমি আমাৰ অতিথিগৰাকীৰ লগত এই সম্পৰ্কে আলোচনা কৰো। Sir.
Yeah, hi. Thank you for that really nice introduction. So basically that's what I am. Hello everyone. So মই ইংলিশতে কথা পাতিম অলপমান, মাজতে হিন্দীতে যাম, that will be okay. মানে অসমীয়াতে কিছুমান শব্দ আছে which I have my limitations.
Definitely, sir, you can go with it.
Yeah, so I hope the crowd will adjust. But if there is anything where you think I am like too fast, or if I'm if I'm using some word which needs to be explained, I would love to answer them.
Okay.
So going by my introduction and how I got involved right from being a professional and getting into the corporate world. So animal, yes, right from day one of the beginning. It was not that only because I joined some NGO or only I started working for animal welfare and I got involved or attached to animal. No, it was day from one. But at some point of the time, we always had that limitation, like how, or that point never came in life, like I should start when. And see, like even your team manager is doing such a great work. But the information that you have been sharing, you have been into I mean, I was also going through this, the profile. So that's what excited me and also interested me, that Anajori, you are involved in every field and doing good works for people in animal welfare. Then you are also for education. Then you have JBF, that just be friendly for the street dog sterilization and other things. So those are good projects that are happening. But how much has it been covered, or how much has it been passed on? So that is what, like, common people more are there who actually wanted to get involved, or who want to get attached, or who want to actually contribute to this society. But at some point of the time, the right way has not come, or right contact has not been touched. So that was my story. I finished my MBA and then started with digital marketing. Right from day one, I was into hospital sector. And from hospital sector, I began with Bangalore. And there I have been working for around 5 to 6 years. Then again, I came back to Guwahati. I got attached with one of the leading hospital, GNRC. And now I'm working with one of the first of its kind hospital, which is Urology and Kidney Hospital. It's opening in Sonab. So that was my professional journey. How it started that I got involved with animals and all. So it happened back maybe in 2019. It was during my one of the sales visit. And in that sales visit, what had happened was I was towards that, if anyone knows Guwahati well, they will know that it is a Noonmanthi road. That road is a quite vacant and long road. And oil is there, oil factory is there. So that ONGC, I think, or Oil India. So that way, and it gets connected again to 6 Mile, Panjabari and Narangi side. So in that way, I found one really like fragile kitten of maybe 1 month or something, and it was crossing the road. So at that time, I never had a plan also that yes, I will be getting associated or I'll be rescuing the or fostering. Those were not the words also of mine. So at that time, when I was on my, I was on my scooty that time. So I thought, okay, the kitten is crossing the road, it will cross. So by the time and I was alone in that road, maybe there were very few vehicles also. But to my surprise, that kitten actually did not cross the road. And it was near about my bike, so I had to stop. And then I was quite curious, like, what about this kitten? Where is it gonna go? And both the sides, one side is the railway track, another side is a big wall of oil. So there wasn't anything much uh, for that kitten to go, and there wasn't any other kittens or a cat. I thought mom has left it, or it has lost the way, or it wanted to cross the way, but there was no shelter for that kitten. And when I left it on the other side of the road, again it jumped back. So now I got a little fear, and then I talked to my colleagues saying that, see, I have no experience on the cats and kittens. So what to do? And they said, see, if you leave him there, so it's surely gonna die. It's not, it's surely gonna die, and or some big animal will eat it. And they said, wait, if mom comes, good enough. Otherwise, you bring it. We'll see how we can take care. Fine. That was the point. And then what we did is we found nothing, that even the kitten, nothing, cat didn't come. So now the problem was, how do I take? I had nothing. It was a scooty. I cannot put it inside my, that scooty dicky and something. So now what? Now what? Then he said that, see, try find out some. My friends were suggesting, they were colleagues of here, and in to be sure that in my office, no one had that experience of cat except for my security girl. She had some, experience of the kittens. He said, yes, we can take care. You bring. We'll try to find out something. So anyway, I found, if there is a way you want to find out, it will get. So we got him in the scooty. I left off my job halfway. I didn't go for the visit further. Came back, brought him. Now question was, okay, morning went on good. What about the evening part? So in the evening, I said, okay, let me take it home. And in my home, nobody was even familiar also at that time. It was only my mom, my brother. So I said, I'll take it home in the evening, and it just need only little milk. It was good, big enough. So milk, it was on its own. So that milk and water. So I said, and we never had anything of, such that what needs to be done. Veterinary never visited in life. So from there, I brought it home in the evening, and morning I used to take it off to again office. I had a basket bought for it. So 1 day, 2 day it went on, but it didn't continue. And slowly that mom in my home got attached, because the kittens, if you are whole night and then morning with that, he was with my mom and mom was feeding. So he used to run around with my mom. First, my mom was scared of scratches and other thing. But later she started loving, saying that, no, you don't need to take it to office. We'll keep it. And then the journey started. So what I was actually, that topic also, what I had presented was that, see, if you cannot be a good neighbor, you need to be a bad neighbor. You don't need to be a bad neighbor also. So it's like, if you cannot at least help, but don't harm. What we actually, observe now at present, or we have been seeing in recently in the society also, even on the newses also, there are many firms that I worked. I have not got officially attached to any particular, NGOs. But yes, I've been contributing to my best wherever my time and my wherever I find that I can be of any help. So like, I have been working, so street welfare, animal welfare. Then I have been also working with animal people for animal. Then another group is there. Then I have been working also with individuals who are not associated, but they are still helping. They are my colleagues, all working officials. So, and they are learning a lot, of course. So that is what. So you don't need to be an NGO partner, or you don't need to be an group associate. to be helpful to animals, and saying that yes, only if I am, a particular group people, or only if I am a member of some society and I need to be helpful. No, you can be as an individual very good to animal. If you find something, if you can't help, there is a very easy medium nowadays. You call off your friend or share off with your friend. There will be some contacts who will get into help. Try, what I'm planning to say, or what I'm coming out is, at least try, making an effort so that you can be of some help. But yes, don't play with them. If you can't help them, if you can't feed them, if you can't work out for them, but that does not at all give you a right. Okay, if I'm not loving anyone, I can harm them. You don't need to play with them. Don't color them. Don't scare them away. Don't put them. If you can help them, if you can't, just leave them. At least let the nature give them the survival. But what has happened now, that they have become a matter of play, it hurts when they are being thrown in the stone, or they are being tied with a leg, or there is some injury or accident people have seen, but they just leave it over, not informing also anyone, and that dog is, or the cat lies around like there. So that has happened. In this context, I have been now associated with many friends who has got lot of kittens, dogs, who's got they have helped them themselves, they have got adopted. Even we are into very actively now working on that adoption, sterilization going on. If there is any kittens which is left out or found out somewhere, we rush there or contact our friends saying that just foster them for some days and we get the adoption done. We have got a lot of group working. So that is how I started my journey. And as of now, it's now around 3 to 4 years down the line. Touch wood that, it's every week at least. And the thing is that you feel the proud once it's done. That satisfaction, of course, you don't get it from any of the goodies or gifts. It's a gift that you have given, and once it grows, you feel so proud, you feel so happy about it. So that was my story. Yes.
Okay, sir, মোৰ এটা প্ৰশ্ন আছিলে। এতিয়া যদি আমি চাওঁ এনিমেল ৱেলফেয়াৰ বা আমি বিভিন্ন ধৰণে কথাবিলাক পাতো, এনেকুৱা বিভিন্ন ধৰণৰ সজাগতামূলক সভা দেখো, নাইবা চেমিনাৰ হওক, ৱেবিনাৰ হওক, যিকোনো ধৰণৰ আমি বস্তু দেখো যে এনিমেল আমি প্ৰটেক্ট কৰিব লাগে বা ৱেলফেয়াৰ যিকোনো ৰিলেটেড বস্তু হওক। কিন্তু যদি আমি চাওঁ এইটো কোনোবাখিনিত মানে ইণ্টাৰনেট, মোবাইল এইবিলাকতে সীমাবদ্ধ হৈ ৰৈছে। ৰিয়েলিষ্টিক ফৰ্মত যদি চাওঁ, প্ৰেজেণ্ট চিটুৱেশ্যনত চাওঁ, বহুখিনি ক্ষেত্ৰত মানুহ এতিয়াও সজাগ নহয়। আমি যদি ৰাস্তাৰে পাৰ হৈ যাওঁ, ৰাস্তাৰে পাৰ হৈ গলে যদি দেখো, ৰাস্তাত মোষ্ট অফ কি থাকে, হয়তো কেতিয়াবা গৰু থাকিব পাৰে, কেতিয়াবা কুকুৰ থাকিব পাৰে। গাঁৱলীয়া সমাজত যদি আমি চাওঁ, গৰু থাকে মেক্সিমাম। মানুহে যেতিয়া গাড়ীৰে খুন্দিয়াই গুচি যায়, তেতিয়া গাড়ীখন ৰৈ এখন ভেটেৰিনেৰী হস্পিটেলত যদি ওচৰতে আছে লৈ যাব লাগে, সেইখিনি পৰ্যন্ত মানুহৰ নিজৰ এটা বিবেক বুদ্ধি নাথাকে। কিন্তু আমি সেই একেজন মানুহে হয়তো আকৌ গৈ কিনে কৰবাত কব পাৰে যে আমি সহনশীল হব লাগে জীৱ জন্তুৰ প্ৰতি। গতিকে তেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ মানসিকতাবোৰ, হয়তো বিভিন্ন ধৰণৰ আইনো আছে এইবোৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত, তথাপিতো তেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ মানসিকতাবোৰ একেবাৰে এবলিছ হোৱা নাই এতিয়ালৈকে। গতিকে তেনেকুৱা ক্ষেত্ৰত আপুনি কি ভাবে যে সমাজৰ এনেকুৱা দৃষ্টিভংগীবিলাক বা এনেকুৱা পাৰচেপশ্যন বিলাক কেনেকে আমি চেঞ্জ কৰিব পাৰো, বা কেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ আমি পদক্ষেপ লব পাৰো?
Yeah, nice, Manisha. That's actually right. See, it's not only an animal welfare, right, from my perspective. It's not the way you have told, no, that we are limited to social media, because we have media and we have time, we scroll, and it is the easiest thing to express our word on, vote, make some form, join us for the petitions and other things. We can do it online, and it's not only for animal welfare, but for anything you take it. But even for I work in hospital, I'll tell you real examples. Animal welfare, beside that, even for blood donations, you have 100 of people telling that yes, save life, and you have a drive, go for a walkathon, marathon, and many other things are activities happens. But when it comes to real life saving blood donation, you really find you need to keep on asking for a donor. And you'll be surprised, it's not that I'm talking about some people who are unknown. Even the friends and relatives will not be willing to do that. So similarly, in animal, what you are talking about is that first and foremost thing is, of course, that people talk a lot about internet, lot about social media. They keep on talking. Kintu, when it comes to actual working on the ground, first thing is time.
Mhm.
That taking out time and dedicating there. It think it's what people or perception of people's are that it is not my job. There will be someone who will take them. Second thing is not important. Or it is only a dog, or it is only a cat, or it is only a cow. Maybe if it survives, good. If it does not survive, nobody cares. So that is one biggest perception that is there in our society. We don't give time. We don't think it's important. And third thing is the money involved. We will be ready to spend our contribution to many other things, but when it comes to contribution of animal, there are of course some animal shelter which had come out, and then it was said that they were treating badly. So there are some bad news, of course, but then the perception is, okay, if this is bad, how do I perceive whether I am giving my money to a good society or not? People are
Exactly.
willing to donate. It's not that people are not willing to donate. There are people who will be willing to get attached, contribute a small portion, maybe regularly, like how you have ECS facility in the bank. The people will be willing. But only the thing is, what they need to see is, if I'm giving, where is it going, and is it actually being used on that animals or not? And one more thing is, like, all these youngs and college star, or maybe some homemakers also, they want to get attached. They want to have some portion of their life contributed for the society, but right contact, that is also one thing which is missing, because it's very close group. So to hear the word NGO, we find, okay, NGO is good, but the thing is, how I get associated, where do I approach, who is my contact person, and what should I do? Will I have to leave my job, or those confusions are there? So that's why that if those processes are made simple, and activities are there which gets involved, not only you don't get activities from the NGO part of view, you don't get activities only for driving the activity for the animals, but also engaging the members. So if you have some meeting or some gathering where members are engaged, like team building or something, meeting, maybe 6 month or 3 month or 4 month, that will attract people of the same thoughts, and then the force will get implemented. That is my perception. I may be very much limited. There may be 100 many other ways, but that's how what we talk around 1,000 people, maybe we find that way. Yes.
ইয়াতে মই আৰু এটা প্ৰশ্ন সুধো। আমি যদি
Yes.
চাওঁ, যুৱ প্ৰজন্ম, আমি সমাজখন যিখন উঠি অহা সমাজ হয়, সেইখনত যুৱ প্ৰজন্ম আটাইতকৈ ডাঙৰ ফেক্টৰ হয়। আৰু ভাৰতবৰ্ষৰ নিচিনা দেশ এখনত ইমান জনসংখ্যা আছে, আৰু তাতে সৰ্বাধিক জনসংখ্যা যুৱ প্ৰজন্মৰ হয়। তেনেকুৱা ক্ষেত্ৰত যদি আমি চাওঁ, যুৱ প্ৰজন্মৰ যিটো এডিকশ্যন হয়, আজিকালি ইনষ্টাগ্ৰামৰ ৰিলত সীমাবদ্ধ, পোষ্টিঙত সীমাবদ্ধ, ফেচবুকৰ পোষ্ট এটা দিয়াত সীমাবদ্ধ। কিন্তু আপুনি যিদৰে যিবোৰ কামত ইমান ভাল এনিমেল ৱেলফেয়াৰ কামবিলাকত লাগি আছে, তেনেকুৱা ক্ষেত্ৰত যুৱ প্ৰজন্মৰ ইণ্টাৰেষ্ট নাই, বা সেইবোৰ খুব কামবিলাক কেতিয়াবা ক'লে, মোৰে এনেকুৱা বহুত ধৰণৰ লগ বন্ধু আছে যাক ক'লে কয় যে এইবিলাক আউটডেটেড কাম, আমি ট্ৰেণ্ডিঙত চলা মানুহ, আমি ট্ৰেণ্ডিঙত চলি যাম। তেনেকুৱা
Correct.
ধৰণৰ এটা পাৰচেপশ্যন মানুহে লৈ কিনে চলি থাকে। এটা গান ওলালে যিমান সোনকালে ইনষ্টাগ্ৰামত ৰিল বনে, তাৰ খুব বহুত দেৰিকে সমাজ সংশোধনৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত যুৱ প্ৰজন্ম আগবাঢ়ি আহে। তেনেকুৱা ক্ষেত্ৰত আপুনি কি ভাবে যে কেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ পদক্ষেপ বা কেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ আমি ষ্টেপছ ল'ব পাৰো যে যুৱ প্ৰজন্মক বা যিখিনি আমাৰ য়ংষ্টাৰ্ছ আছে, সেই য়ংষ্টাৰ্ছখিনিক তেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ এডিকশ্যন, কোনোবাই ভাল পাই কৰক, কিন্তু সম্পূৰ্ণৰূপে এডিকশ্যন এটা যিহেতু বেয়া, তাৰ পৰা আনি সমাজৰ বিভিন্ন ভাল কামবোৰত, বিশেষকৈ এই জীৱ জন্তুৰ কামবোৰত, বা কেনেকে আমি এট্ৰেক্ট কৰিব পাৰো এনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ টপিকত, মানে কেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ আমি কাম কৰিব পাৰো যে তেওঁলোক এট্ৰেক্ট হয় এইবোৰ বস্তুৰ প্ৰতিও মানে।
Wow. Thank you, Manisha. I will be only a very small portion for answering this, because what you have pointed out, it's such a big issue, I would say. I mean, right, the child when he's born or she is born, maybe 1 year or 2 year, from that time you see that is instigated. You don't need to teach a child to watch YouTube video or maybe 3 years or 4 years bacha kid also. So how it works, what had happened was I was attending one of the session, and it was on uh, NLP and many other mind games and other things. So there I got to know that, see, if you a little bit of medical thing I'll tell you. So there are, we have hormones and maybe the dopamine, and there are some hormones which gives us happiness. So the mind of ours is not able to connect that whether we are achieving something is physical or it is just an imagination. So that is what the game of mobile or Instagram or video games are. They are created by one of the best psychologists, one of the best talent one, those who read the mind, and they are designed such that once you achieve at your dopamine, or there are many other hormones which hits you, saying that yes, you have achieved something, and you urge for a second step. And coming back to this point now, how it happens is people find reel or putting out their dance video or songs more impressive because people talk about it. You get rewarded, and reward is the, I think, Abraham law. If you find the triangle of our subconscious mind, it is on the top of it, where you know reward is one, rewards and recognition. Even in HR policies, you see salary will come low first, reward and recognition goes. If you're talked about, if you post one video, and if you are talked about, if you are liked by it, if you are known by it, uh, people will love saying that, oh god, I've been achieving something, though I have not achieved something physical, it may be 1000 likes, but that gives a hit. So that is how the perception of people will change. If from my perspective is, let's see, once we help, or once we be on some ground activities, ensure that it is shared, and then the people who are the members, yeah, or the communities, they equally promote them, post them, saying that yes, they have been into a good work. Or maybe media should help. Media is very helpful. If some kind of drive has been taken by some of the organizations, one small write-up or one digital news where people can boast about, saying that everyone loves to be talked about, or maybe being recognized by the people community. So because these NGO people, I mean, on the work, we are so silent. There are 10 to 12 NGOs or 13 NGOs who've been working into, or maybe more. But count on take a survey on common people on the college. How many of them are known? So we are so silent, or maybe we are so unnoticed, that the work of art is unrecognized. So that is not giving a hit. So we see in the post and saying that, okay, there are 10 people who have posted about dog, cat, we'll put cute, like. But when it comes to saving them, we'll step back, because there is no rewards and recognition for us. There is nothing that we'll achieve from that. So that sense of achievement, if we can instill in our work, it will definitely get into second level of what we are doing.
এজন ইউটিউবাৰে, আমেৰিকাৰ এজন ইউটিউবাৰে এবাৰ কৈছিলে যে we can get protein only from animal meat. আমি কেৱল জীৱ জন্তুৰ মাংসৰ পৰা আমি প্ৰটিন পাওঁ আমাৰ দেহত। সো সেই বস্তুটোৱে জীৱ জন্তুৰ সংৰক্ষণত বাধা দিছে নেকি? এনিমেল প্ৰিজাৰ্ভেশ্যনৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত কিবা বাধাৰ সৃষ্টি কৰিছে নেকি এনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ মানে প্ৰচেছে?
Sharp again. Nice, very nice. See, we need to understand the difference, Manisha, and the team. There is a difference between animal cruelty and the food that you eat animal. So the cruelty is something which you are playing for the game, or which you are harming, and which you are making the life of that animal, or maybe any bird or any plant, fish. So if you are playing it, if your intention is of hurting, cruelty, that divides you into cruelty. But yes, if you are going for a chicken shop and buying a chicken of 1 kg, that you have, that is for your utilization. Coming back to that protein part, that is too much of nutrition part, we'll not discuss, because there is not been till now proven, or till now, except for if you are into some high activities, of course you will need animal, to be, you need to be a non-vegetarian. But otherwise, vegetarian, non-vegetarian has not been of too much difference in any field till now. In fact, I know one of the Instagrammer who is Prakriti, I think. She is a Mount Everest climber, the first vegan. She's a vegan and she's a climber of Mount Everest. So there have been activities. So that part we leave. But yes, we need to understand, and we need to make people also understand that, see, I may be working for an NGO, I may be for the saving of animal, but if I'm saving that animal, it is from the cruelty. It's not that I'm instigating that, okay, you become a vegetarian because if you are having a chicken, you are being cruel to the animal, and you are trying to go and save the cat and dog. No, that's not cruel. That's how the nature is. That's how the ecosystem is. But yes, if I am playing with the chicken and throwing it out in the crowd, maybe with one leg cut, and I want to see it for fun, how it jumps around, or maybe I throw him around the dogs or 4 dogs, and I want to see it to be torn. So that's what cruelty is. So that difference is very, hairline difference of between cruelty and this side and this side, but it's
There's
a
a very
long debate.
thin line between that.
Yeah, very thin line, but it's a long debate to be, discussed.
Yes.
But yes, we need to understand that cruelty is not using or having the food. So
Yes,
food
sir,
is
I
different.
asked you this question because one of my friend মোক সুধিছিলে যে এবাৰ, because I am also very fond of animals. মোৰ ভাল লাগে জীৱ জন্তু, although মোৰ ঘৰত একো পেট নাই, because of মোৰ কিবা অকণ প্ৰব্লেম আছে, ঘৰত আমাৰ ইমান এলো নকৰে। তথাপিতো যেতিয়া ৰাস্তাৰ এটা কুকুৰ যাব, সেয়া যাব, মোৰ মা দেউতা বিস্কুটে দিয়ক বা কিবা যিকোনো খোৱা বস্তু থাকক, যাতে খাব পাৰে, ফিট কৰাব পাৰে, তেনেকে দিয়ে। তো যেতিয়া মোৰ এজন ফ্ৰেণ্ডে সুধিছিলে এবাৰ যে ইমান যে এনিমেল লাভাৰ, because I am non-vegetarian, so সুধিছিলে যে তুমিতো non-vegetarian হয়, so তাতে কেনেকে হ'ল, তুমিতো ৰান্ধি খালা এনিমেলটো, তুমি কেনেকে এনিমেল লাভাৰ হ'ব পাৰা? So ময়ো বুজাইছিলো যে there is a very thin line between this preservation and যিটো আমি খাওঁ, কনজিউম কৰো তাৰ ভিতৰত। So that's why মই ভাবিলো যে যিহেতু আপুনি এইটো ক্ষেত্ৰত বেছি মোতকে দখল থকা মানুহ, আপোনাক সুধিলে হয়তো আমাৰ দৰ্শকে এইবোৰ বস্তুৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত অকনমান বেছিকে কনচেপ্টবোৰ ক্লিয়াৰ হ'ব। স্যাৰ, আৰু এটা কুৱেশ্যন কৰো, মানে আমি যদি চাওঁ বৰ্তমান সময়ত ইমান বেছি পলিউশ্যন হৈ গৈছে, সাগৰ পৃষ্ঠ সম্পূৰ্ণৰূপে প্লাষ্টিক এণ্ড অল পৰা ভৰ্তি হৈ আছে। তাত যদি আমি বিভিন্ন ধৰণৰ চি এনিমেল বিলাক চাওঁ, সাগৰীয় যিবোৰ জীৱ জন্তু থাকে, আমি বিভিন্ন টাইমত পাইছো যে মাছৰ পেটত প্লাষ্টিক পাইছে, বা বিভিন্ন ঠাইত যিবোৰ চৰাই চিৰিকটি আছে, সেইবোৰ চৰাই চিৰিকটিয়ে প্লাষ্টিক খাই বহুত চৰাই চিৰিকটিৰ মৃত্যু ঘটিছে তেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ বস্তুত। গতিকে এইবোৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত, বিকজ আমি প্লাষ্টিক এতিয়া এৰিব নোৱাৰো, কাৰণ প্লাষ্টিক এটা আমাৰ ডে টু ডে লাইফত ইমান বেছি পৰিমাণে দখল লৈছে ন, আমি ব্ৰাছ কৰা ব্ৰাছডালৰ পৰা আদি কৰি আমাৰ চশমাৰ ফ্ৰেমটোলৈকে আমাৰ প্লাষ্টিক হয়। গতিকে তেনেকুৱা ক্ষেত্ৰত আমি কেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ মানে ব্যৱস্থা ল'ব পাৰো যে গোটেইখিনি নাইকিয়া নহ'লে এটলিষ্ট কম হওক, যাতে জীৱ জন্তুৰ কাৰণে ছেফ হওক বস্তুখিনি। মানে আমি এৰিব নোৱাৰো প্লাষ্টিক, কিন্তু প্লাষ্টিকটো এটা সময়ত, বিকজ ডিছপ'জেল নহয় প্লাষ্টিক, এটা সময়ত কৰবাত পেলাই দিয়াই যায়, আৰু আমিতো ভাবি নাথাকো, ঘৰৰ পৰা এবাৰ উলিয়াই দিলে আমি সেইটো বস্তু ভাবি নাথাকো যে ক'ত পেলাইছে, কোনে পেলাইছে। তেনেকুৱা ক্ষেত্ৰত কি কৰিব পাৰো আমি, মানে কেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ অল্টাৰনেট চিষ্টেম থাকিব পাৰে নে, মানে কেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ, আপুনি কি ক'ব বিচাৰে এইটো ক্ষেত্ৰত?
This is a problem which even government has not solved it.
Exactly.
There is a lot of economy involved in it. There is a lot of
Exactly.
contacts, politics, many things are involved. And see, this is again coming back to the same point, being a good neighbor. If you can't be a good one, don't be a bad one. So if you point out that way, I'll tell you how it is so easy for us. See, we have been complaining, like just now you told about the plastic. Yes, it is in our day-to-day life. We just cannot escape my plastic bottle. I have a plastic. If I am going for a long tour, I don't have any option of drinking water except for buying that 10 rupees plastic and then throwing it away. I'm not carrying it for my whole journey. It's a very small example, but many other things. If I'm buying a fish, I need to take a carry bag. So there is everything involved, but it again it points us to us, how we are going to be a good neighbor. If we can use plastic, we can also dispose plastic into a separate you know, maybe a bin or maybe a separate, what is a problem now with our era is that we are mixing the plastic with the waste, which can be, it can be degraded, or it is combustible. So if we can at least it's not that we need to stop using. From my point of view, what I'm saying is, even if we can separate our waste, plastic waste and other food waste, that will be of a great level help to the society. And each individual needs to do that. It's not like one family or one society does that. In most of the cities where I have come from, especially I'll talk about Bangalore, there have been societies where they have strictly segregated dry waste, food waste, wet waste, like that. So at least there are a lot many apartments and societies also coming, and if some steps from
এইটো অসমত একেবাৰে এই কনসেপ্টটো নাই
yeah, it's not there till now, and we have not
concept নাই,
yeah, and we have not worked because our Brahmaputra is clean. Bangalore is frothing. So but it will come, and it's better like we get learned at least for apartments and societies, or maybe school, colleges, big where there are crowds. If at least there we can help, or we can talk, or we can pass on something from the government side also, or maybe from the RERA or some sites, saying that at least divide the waste, that will change a lot many things. Yeah, that is one thing that we can do.
স্যার আমি যদি চাওঁ বিভিন্ন ধৰণৰ শিক্ষানুষ্ঠানবিলাকত ইউনিভাৰ্চিটিবিলাকত যেনেকে নেশ্যনেল চাৰ্ভিচ স্কিম NSS থাকে বা তেনেকুৱা বিভিন্ন ধৰণৰ মানে কিছুমান সংস্থা থাকে যিবিলাকে ছাত্ৰ ছাত্ৰীৰ যিবিলাক ডেভেলপমেণ্ট হয় মানে বিচাইড দ্য এডুকেশ্যনেল ক্ৰাইটেৰিয়া তাৰ উপৰিও ব্যক্তিগত যিটো পাৰ্চনেলিটি ডেভেলপমেণ্টৰ তাৰ ওপৰত কাম কৰে আৰু যদি আমি চাওঁ তেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ যিবিলাক বিকজ I was also used to be a volunteer of NSS so মই thank you so ইমান বছৰ NSS volunteer কৰি মই দেখিলো যে বিভিন্ন ধৰণৰ social like flood relief fund হওক নাইবা বিভিন্ন ধৰণৰ বস্তু আমি domestic violence হওক বা অন্যান্য যিকোনো ট্ৰান্সজেন্ডাৰৰ ওপৰত যিটো কৰা হয় বা HIV and related এনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ বস্তুবিলাকক যিবোৰ বহুত মেজৰ ইছ্যু হয় আমাৰ সোসাইটিত তাৰ ওপৰত বিভিন্ন ধৰণৰ কাম কাজ কৰে কিন্তু যিবিলাক আপুনি ক'লে যে এনিমেল ৱেলফেয়াৰৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত মানুহবিলাক এৱেৰ নহয় মই ইমান বছৰ থাকি মই খুব এই বস্তুটোক লৈ দুখ লাগে যে কেতিয়াবা আমি যদি চাওঁ এনিমেল ৰেস্কিউ কৰি কেতিয়াও নাপালো বা বিভিন্ন ধৰণৰ এনিমেল বন্যপ্ৰাণী সংৰক্ষণৰ ক্ষেত্ৰতে হওক পাঠ্যক্ৰমত এতিয়ালৈকে বহু স্কুল যিখিনি প্ৰাইভেট স্কুল আছে সেইবোৰ প্ৰাইভেট স্কুলত বন্যপ্ৰাণী সংৰক্ষণ পৰ্যন্ত চেপ্টাৰ এটা ইনক্লুড নাই হোৱা এতিয়ালৈকে গতিকে যদি ইনক্লুডে নহয় মানুহে মানে পাব কেনেকে সেই বস্তুটো যে আমি এনিমেল প্ৰিজাৰ্ভ কৰিব লাগে বস্তুবিলাকক লৈ আমি কেতিয়াও সেইবোৰ সহনশীল হ'ব লাগে কেতিয়াও হাৰ্ম কৰিব নালাগে যদি তেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ পাঠ্যপুথিবিলাক নাথাকে তো তেনেকুৱা ক্ষেত্ৰত ছাত্ৰ ছাত্ৰী বহুত অসুবিধা হয় কাৰণ সৰুৰ পৰা যিটো মানসিকতাত আমি পঢ়ি আহিম সেইটো মানসিকতাই ভৱিষ্যত প্ৰজন্মলৈ বিয়পিব গতিকে তেনেকুৱা ক্ষেত্ৰত আপুনি ভাবেনে যে শিক্ষা সংশোধনৰ কিছু প্ৰয়োজন আছে আমাৰ পাঠ্যপুথি কিছুমান দিশ সংলগ্ন কৰাৰ প্ৰয়োজন আছে
Yes, Manisha. See, as of till now also, if you talk about Manisha, we are not 100% anywhere. There is always a chance that we can be better, be it in our education system, or be it in our playground, or be in our professionalism. So that is gap is always there, and it will always remain. Even Michelangelo or Leonardo da Vinci couldn't be perfect. So that is good what you told right now. See, but how to get instigated into society that at least you don't need to be a NCC, like you have worked out in NCC, you know the discipline of life, maybe you have been self-mastering, someone has been associated with yoga for self-mastering, someone is associated with the gym, so that gets habituated and you get into the right path. But the large part of the crowd is not associated, so you cannot be organizing, or you cannot be teaching everyone to get into that habit of good habit, what you call. But the thing is that like well said, it is a proverb that education begins at home, or charity begins at home, or many other things. So if from my home side, if from my parents or from my culture, if it is dedicated, you could join NCC, or some of them could join because you were allowed to, because from your home they support it. And when you started practicing it, they helped you, they supported you. So similarly, the home people, if they scold you, don't throw the waste there, it's not the way, don't talk to the people like that, don't go out on that way. So from there, this instigation will come. But otherwise, to have a such a large organization which will run everyone into that career, it's feasible. The feasibility is always a question on that. So it's individual houses, and that will create the masses of disciplined masses, what you are telling. That can be one of the way.
Thank you so very much, sir. আপুনি আজি আমাক বহুত বিভিন্ন ধৰণৰ কোৱেশ্চন যিবোৰ মই আপোনাক সুধিলো, আপুনি খুব ধুনীয়াকে উত্তৰ দিলে আৰু নিশ্চিতভাৱে দৰ্শকসকলৰ হয়তো যিখিনি আহুৱাস আছে সেইখিনি আহুৱাস দূৰ হ'ব। স্যাৰ, আপুনি এতিয়া যুৱ প্ৰজন্ম হওক বা সমাজলে আপুনি কি সাজেশন দিব বিচাৰে বা এডভাইস দিব বিচাৰে আজি টপিকটোৰ ওপৰত, বা কি ক'ব বিচাৰে আপুনি থুলমূলকে?
Yeah. So to put into a summary of what we have just talked about and the entire session, Apni,
Yes.
you have really pointed out one of the most important topics, and I hope I was able to get somewhere closer to those answers. And to sum up, what we need to understand right from maybe this is a very small session, but if you have to understand from our point of view, you become a good person yourself. If you know what is good and bad, if you can divide that line, and if you can be understanding of that yes, animals too have life. Animals, only the thing is they cannot express you, but yes, they are having their life. So if you can't help them, at least don't disturb them, and do whatever you can. If suppose you can't feed them, or if you can't spend on money, spare your time. If you can't do that, at least contact some friends. If you cannot, at least contact your friends, share it with someone else. Like for a very example, again, I'll repeat that line. See, when I found that kitten, I was totally inexperienced. I was not associated. I didn't knew also some such NGOs were existing. I didn't know also there was a veterinary clinic. I had never had to given even a thought about it. And I never imagined in my life that I will be living with cats. Right now I have got around 9. So the thing was that at that point of time, when I didn't know anything and I found the kitten, what my second instinct was that if one of my friends can help. So that's how we started. So the people need to understand that if we can at least contribute that message, that if you find such, or if you when you be around and if you are observant, if you find some animal, or and you can be of little help in any way, whichever you want. You don't need to be monetary of help, you don't need to give your time. You need, if you can take a WhatsApp and share it, Facebook, or share it, or at least reach out to someone for help, that is also of great help. So contribute in whatever little way, be a good neighbor to them. They too are sharing your life around them, and they are important part of the society. Only the thing is, you may not realize it, or maybe you have not known it, but yes, they are important too in our ecosystem. So that is the message that we will share.
গতিকে আজি আমি আমাৰ শিতানৰ শেষৰ পিনে উপস্থিত হলোহি। আজি আপোনালোকে সকলোৱে আমাৰ যি বিষয়বস্তুটোৰ ওপৰত যিখিনি আমাক ইনফৰমেশ্যন দিলে, আপোনালোকে উপকৃত হ'ব বুলি আশা কৰিলো। আৰু শেষত পুনৰবাৰ আমি যিহেতু শেষলৈকে আহিলো, গতিকে এনাজৰী পৰিয়ালক অশেষ ধন্যবাদ জ্ঞাপন কৰিলো যে ইমান ধুনীয়া শিতানটো খুব ধুনীয়াকৈ আগুৱাই নি আছে। আৰু প্ৰতিবাৰে এনাজৰী খুব ধুনীয়াকৈ যিবোৰ টপিকবোৰ আপোনালোকলৈকে আগুৱাই দিয়ে, সেই টপিকবোৰৰ পৰা নিশ্চিতভাৱে আপোনালোক লাভান্বিত হৈছে। গতিকে শেষত এটাই কথা ক'ব বিচাৰো, যিদৰে মই প্ৰথমতে আৰম্ভণি কৰিছিলো যে মানুহে মানুহৰ বাবে, সেই গীতটোৰ পৰা আপোনালোকৰ আৰম্ভণি কৰিছিলো। গতিকে কেৱল মানুহে মানুহৰ বাবে নহয়, মানুহে প্ৰতিগৰাকী শিশু হওক, মহিলা হওক, পুৰুষ হওক বা অন্যান্য যিকোনো ধৰণৰ জীৱ বা প্ৰাণী এই পৃথিৱীত বসবাস নকৰক কিয়, ইনক্লুডিং গছ গছনি পৰ্যন্ত আমি সহনশীল হ'ব লাগিব। এই গোটেই পৃথিৱীখন যিদৰে আমাক আজি অতিথিগৰাকীয়ে ক'লে যে গোটেই পৃথিৱীখন এটা ইক'চিষ্টেমত চলি থাকে, আৰু এই ইক'চিষ্টেমত চলাৰ কাৰণে আমি কোনোবাখিনিত চলিব পাৰিছো। যেতিয়া ইক'চিষ্টেমটো ব্ৰেক হ'ব, তেতিয়া আমাৰ পৃথিৱীলৈ আমি এইমাত্ৰ দেখিছোৱে যে গ্ল'বেল ৱাৰ্মিঙৰ পৰা আদি কৰি বিভিন্ন ধৰণৰ অসুবিধাবোৰ হৈছে। ঠিক তেনেকে আমি যদি চাওঁ, বিভিন্ন ধৰণৰ প্ৰাণী, জীৱ জন্তু হওক, গছ গছনি হওক, সকলো ৰক্ষণাবেক্ষণ দিয়াৰ দায়িত্ব আমাৰ, কাৰণ সেইসমূহে আমাক সুন্দৰভাৱে পৃথিৱীত জীয়াই থাকিবৰ কাৰণে সহায় কৰিছে গতিকে আশা কৰিছো আজি শিতানটো চাই আপোনালোক সকলোৱে ভাল পালে আৰু এইখিনি কৈ আজি শিতানটো সামৰণি মাৰিছো আৰু স্যাৰ আপোনাকো বহুত ধন্যবাদ আপুনি আপোনাৰ বহুমূলীয়া সময়খিনি উলিয়াই আমাক দিলে আৰু নিশ্চিতভাৱে উপকৃত হ'ব আৰু শেষত আপুনি কিবা ক'ব বিচাৰিব নেকি এনাজৰীৰ পৰিয়ালৰ বাবে বা আমাৰ
Yeah.
বাবে কিবা ক'ব বিচাৰিব নেকি
Of course, thank you, Manisha, for having such an enlightening session. And the topics was nice. Of course, you were a great, host with us today. And thank you, Energy team, for having such a platform. It's really nice and being privileged to be, into your forum. And of course, your works is well appreciated. Though how much ever you have been, the contribution of whatever we have done. So may not be totally directly involved, but yes, I am a well-wisher and of course be helpful. And if ever if I am required in future too, yes, I will always be participative with whatever I can.
Thank you
Thank you.
so much, sir. আমিও আপোনাক পৰৱৰ্তী সময়ত দেখিম বুলি আকৌ আশা ৰাখিলো ঠিক আছে দৰ্শকসকল ঠিক তেনেদৰে আগলৈকে পৰৱৰ্তী শিতানসমূহ আৰম্ভ হ'ব আপুনি পৰৱৰ্তী সময়তো এনাজৰী পৰিয়ালৰ লগত এনেকৈ যাতে জড়িত হৈ থাকে ধন্যবাদ আৰু
Thank you.
শুভৰাত্ৰি
Thank you.